Hi, this is Colette on the Kaisercraft blog. You know, it's wonderful to give and receive handmade cards in this high-tech, fast-paced world. And it's just a little bit more special if that card is a little bit different. The one I have for you today is just a little bit different. So I'd like to show you how I've made this. Let's get started. First of all, for my card base, I've actually taken some spiced pumpkin cardstock from Kaisercraft and I've cut this to 6 inches by 12 inches. I now need to score this. There's a number of ways that you can score your cardstock. First up, if you have the Kaisercraft paper trimmer, you can simply score this by matching it up on the left hand side with the required number, popping in your scoring blade and scoring it that way. If you don't have a scoring blade, you can take your ball tool and you can score it along the edge of your paper trimmer. If you actually have a track paper trimmer, such as this Fiskars one, exactly the same, you could mark it on the left hand side with wherever you want to score. You could use a scoring blade, or you could use your ballpoint, such as the Kaisercraft ballpoint tool here, and just score in the actual track. Today I'm going to use my scoreboard. So this is the scoreboard, and one of the things you'll notice that I've done is I've actually gone ahead and marked with a permanent marker all the way down my 1-inch grooves. This enables me to kind of do lots of different things with my scoreboard, and today it's going to help me as well. So I'm going to actually first of all score on the 6-inch side. I'm going to score that at 1 inch. Now I find the Kaisercraft ball tool is perfect for this, better than the actual tool that comes with it, because quite often if you're a bit heavy-handed you can tear the paper. So excuse me while I just wax up my tool by scratching my head, and I'm going to score this at 1 inch and 5 inches all the way down. So just to recap, I'm scoring on the 6-inch side at 1 inch and 5 inches. Now I'm going to rotate this piece of paper so the 12-inch is along the top of my scoreboard. And I need to score this either in full lines or in part lines. Now the part lines are scored only up to that initial score line. So on this case I would stop here and then I would start again on the bottom from the score line down to the end of that. So just follow me with this one. I need to score part at the 1-inch mark. So I'm going to score at the 1-inch mark just down to that score line. Okay. And I'm going to score from the bottom score line down to that 1-inch mark. This is where these marks, the black marks that I've made, really help. I now need to score all the way down at 2 inches. So all the way through at 2 inches. I need to score all the way through at 4 inches. I need to score part at 5 inches, so that's a little bit up to that score line, and then from the score line down to the bottom. 7 inches, I need to score part down to the score line, and again down to the bottom. At 8 inches I need to score all the way down. At 10 inches I need to score all the way down, and my final one is at 11 inches and I need to score part. Okay, so I'm going to run through that again. So 1 inch is a part score, 2 inches all the way down, 4 inches all the way down, 5 inches a part score, 7 inches a part score, 8 inches all the way down, 10 inches all the way down, and 11 inches is a part score. That's all the scoring done. So I can pop my scoring board away. The next thing I need to do is I need to cut. And I'm going to cut just using my Kaisercraft cutter here. And guys, remember to frequently change that blade. So often people try and cut and have accidents, and it's simply because the blade isn't changed enough. Now I'm going to cut from that very first score line on the long score line all the way down to here. So I'm going through 1, 2, 3 sections of scoring, and I'm going to repeat that on the other end. 1, 2 and 3. So I'm cutting on this line here. Now I'm using a ruler here. This is a card maker's ruler. It's actually got an inbuilt steel blade, so I can quite comfortably cut against this. I just need to bend over a bit, so apologies if you see the back of my head. You can see I type of put my blade down and move my ruler up to my blade so I can see that it's going to be exactly straight. So from this first little score line, 1 section, 2 section, 3 sections. Now guys, it's really important to do a couple of short, slightly pressured cuts rather than one really heavy one. The blade can break and it can do a lot of damage if it flies past your eyes, or actually gets in your eyes even more. So again, I'm actually cutting from that point down to that point. So when you look at that, you can see here where I've cut and here where I've cut as well. I need to repeat that on the other side. So from that very first little line, I'm going to just make sure my line is straight by moving my ruler up to my knife. Okay, so from that first one, through 1 section, 2 sections, 3 sections, and the same here, 1 section, 2 sections, 3 sections. Okay, I might do this one again. Yeah, there's a little bit I didn't catch. Okay, and that's that side done. So now we can pop away our craft knife and we can get on with the folding. So to fold this, when you actually are making cards, there's 2 kind of folds that you're instructed to do. The first one is this is just an odd scrap of paper here, is a mountain fold. So the mountain fold you fold away from you, and you can see we've got what looks like a mountain. A valley fold you fold towards you, and you can see you've got a valley. So those are the 2 folds that you actually have. So starting off, what we're going to do, this very first fold, I'm going to work along the top section, not the middle, the top section. I'm going to fold that as a mountain, so you can see my mountain there. The next fold is going to be a valley, and I want to make sure that my edges are nice and straight as I'm folding. So we've done a mountain and a valley. The next one is going to be a valley, and that last little one here on this side is going to be a mountain. Okay, I now want to move to the bottom section and do exactly the same. So we have a mountain, again just making sure the edges are straight. Then I have a valley. Then I have a mountain, and finally I have a valley. Okay, now I can turn my attention to the center section. The very first fold from the edge is going to be a mountain, so that goes away from me. And the next one is going to be a valley. So once I've done that, you can see that I now have half of my card folded. I always like to burnish it on the back, just in case it streaks or makes a mark on the front. So that's half of my card now done. I need to repeat that on the other side. So again, starting off at the top, we have a mountain, then we have a valley, then we have a mountain, and lastly we have a valley. Again here, mountain, valley, mountain and valley. Then we draw attention to that center section. The first crease is a mountain, so away from us. The second one is a valley. And again, that's great. That's just what I need. My card is now formed. Just burnish that on the back. So everything is as it should be. And that's my fancy gatefold card made, all ready for decorating. Now I'm not going to go through and show you how I've decorated all of it. There's just one area I want to draw your attention to. I wanted to make this a gatefold, so what I went ahead and did is I cut 2 pieces of this beautiful pistachio cardstock from Craft, and I'm going to adhere this to the front, and you can see it changes it from a step into a gatefold. So I just need to put my adhesive on the top section. Remember guys, when you're using your adhesive here, when you're breaking that, turn it, flick it to the right, don't just drag it up. So that's now going to be popped onto there. And I'm going to do the same then with that other side. So just a bit of glue on the top flaps and then on the rest of that section there. So once I've done that, I have my gatefold basically ready to be decorated. Now I went ahead and used some of the absolutely gorgeous all that glitters collection from Craft to decorate mine. I actually used this beautiful aqua and gold dot, and the gold is really nice actually. This is called Radiate. I also used this beautiful twinkle, which again brings out and emphasizes that gold. I used a few of the stickers from the All That Glitters sticker sheet, and of course my favorites, and I think many of our favorites, the collectibles. I used a whole heap of these beautiful things from the collectibles. You can see they're just divine. So what I did to decorate my card was to simply cover the front in that pistachio card, and then I used that beautiful gold paper to make a smaller mat, some collectibles on the front here, and then inside I went ahead and covered these sections here. Just a little tip to make it look quite professional: keep it all in a row, so even though you haven't joined it in one piece, you don't want to do that because of paper creasing. You just cut it shy of the fold mark. It still flows with the pattern design. And then again here and here is that gorgeous golden aqua paper, and then behind the center here I've got that pistachio cardstock with a bit of the gold, and then decorate it with some collectibles, and of course for a little bit of sparkle, some Kinder Glitz. So that's really how I've made this really lovely fancy fold gate fold card. I hope you like it. Go on, have a go. It's not that hard. Great thing about YouTube videos is that you can play them back until you get it right. Enjoy. Thank you so much for watching today, and look forward to seeing you next time with another project.